Good morning, nerds! It's Super Bowl Sunday. For Americans, it means gathering around living room TVs, consuming ungodly amounts of potato chips, and immense traffic for anyone who is unfortunate enough to live in the city that is hosting. I am so sorry, Las Vegas. American football, as a sport, has a pretty high barrier to entry, not only because of a large amount of gatekeeping from its predominantly straight, hypermasculine fan base, but also it is complicated. The rules are complicated, the tournament is complicated, and the whole event of the Super Bowl is an amalgamation of American culture that is hard to explain in the 6-minute video. But I will try my best. I'm going to be leaving a lot of stuff out, like positions and strategy. Maybe next year I'll make an advanced guide for those interested in learning more. Also, I am not an expert by any means, so if I get anything wrong, I apologize. Anyways, let's begin! The National Football League, or the NFL, has two conferences, the AFC and the NFC. Each conference has 4 divisions. Each division has 4 teams for 32 teams overall. There is no promotion or relegation. During the main season, each team plays 17 games, including playing each team in its own division twice. I'm not really going to go into how the games are scheduled because it is complicated, and it doesn't really matter. Anyways, the team in each division with the most overall wins, as well as 3 other teams from each conference that had the most wins, advance to the playoffs. There are 3 rounds of playoffs. The wild card round, where the number 1 seed in each division doesn't play. The divisional round, and the championship round, resulting in 1 team from each conference becoming the conference champion and advancing to the Super Bowl! Super Bowl!
A game of football is played in 4 15-minute quarters, with the clock stopping at timeouts, during kickoffs, once points are scored, and at other different times that I'll mention later.
You can expect a game to last around 3 hours, but the Super Bowl will probably be around 4. Here's how the game itself works. Let's say we have 2 teams, the Indianapolis Johns and the Missoula Hanks. A coin flip at the beginning of the game lands on the Johns. The Johns can either decide who will do the kickoff or pick which side of the field will be their end zone or goal area to start. The Johns decide to receive the kickoff. Because of this, the Hanks will kick the bar as far as they can so that the Johns will have the longest journey to get to their end zone. The Johns will now have 4 attempts to move the ball 10 yards or a little more than 90 meters, which is past this yellow line. Each attempt is called a down. So when you see one of these things, the first number is which attempt they are on, and the second is how many yards until they get past the yellow line. So if it says 3rd and 5, they are on their 3rd attempt and have 5 yards to go to get past the yellow first down line. Here's an example of what this looks like from the 2024 NFC Championship game between the Lions and the 49ers.
Each down ends when the person holding the ball falls, when they run out of bounds, or if there's an incomplete pass, meaning the ball is thrown and no one catches it successfully. The ball does not die if someone accidentally drops the ball. The other team can pick it up if this happens, which is called a fumble.
If the Johns can't get the ball past the yellow line in 4 attempts, control of the ball is handed over to the Hanks.
Possession can also change if the Hanks grab a ball that was fumbled or catch a throw made by the Johns, which is called an interception. If they do get past the yellow line, then once the play ends, the game clock is paused, the yellow and blue lines are moved, we are back at the first down with 10 yards to go, and the Johns are just that much closer to scoring a touchdown.
In this scenario, the Johns were the offensive team and the Hanks were the defensive team. Each team in the NFL has what is essentially 2 different squads for offense and defense, and when control of the ball is handed over, the teams will swap out.
The game clock pauses during this.
There are players who are neither offense or defense, mostly kickers, whose entire job on the team is kicking the football as far as humanly possible. You can score points 4 ways. 1. A touchdown. This is when someone on your team is holding the ball in your opponent's end zone. This will get you 6 points. These will usually be celebrated via a dance, pose, or skit by the scoring team. This is one of my favorites, by the Miami Dolphins from earlier this year. 2. A try. After getting a touchdown, you can either get 1 extra point by kicking the ball through the posts, or 2 extra points by trying to get past their defense one last time and getting to the end zone, like a little mini touchdown. 3. A field goal. This is usually attempted by teams on their 4th down, when getting the ball past the yellow line is too risky, and when they'd rather get some points rather than none. Kicking the ball through the posts from where the ball is will get you 3 points.
And 4. A safety. A safety is worth 2 points, and happens when the ball dies in the end zone that the other team would score in. These are rare. Because it is essentially impossible to score a single point on its own, there are a lot of combinations of scores that have never happened before.
John Boyce has a great video about what he calls scoregami, the pursuit of never-before-seen NFL scores.
The link is in the doobly-doo.
Once someone scores, another kickoff is made, and it's football all the way down. Here are some cultural moments to look out for during the Super Bowl. Before the game, there will be 3 songs sung. The Star-Spangled Banner, which is the American national anthem, America the Beautiful, another song, and Lift Every Voice and Sing, which is often called the Black National Anthem. Some people will place bets on the length of the national anthem. By the way, Alicia Keys has the record for the longest anthem at 2 minutes and 36 seconds. After the first 2 quarters, there will be a halftime show, which this year, 2024, will be performed by Usher of DJ's Got Us Falling in Love fame. Expect the concert to last around 12 to 15 minutes. All 3 pre-show songs, as well as the halftime show, will be interpreted into American Sign Language by prominent deaf performers. The ASL stream will most likely be on YouTube. Another part of Super Bowl culture is the commercials. A 30-second commercial will run a company $7 million American dollars this year. So companies who can afford this tend to go all out. So keep an eye out for particularly unhinged commercials, celebrity cameos, and major announcements from certain companies. Of course, I would be remiss to not mention the Puppy Bowl, which will be at the exact same time as the Super Bowl, and is essentially just a bunch of dogs running around on a mini football field. It's amazing, it's adorable, and all of the dogs are adopted into loving families after the game. It's broadcast on Animal Planet. Okay, what else? The first down line is orange, not yellow sometimes. R/Super Bowl is about superb owls, not about American football.
Those are towels hanging out of their pants.
The winners get some dope custom rings, a parade at Disneyland, and the winning coach gets a thing full of Gatorade dumped on them. And, of course, people bet on the color of the Gatorade. And I think that's it. Now, go watch the game, and don't forget to be awesome.